What's your question today for Adam?
My question concerns the impact of contractors and scams perpetrated towards senior citizens. How will the district attorney's office handle this?
It's a great question.
I believe that there are some people who see our seniors here in Putnam County as easy prey for home improvement scams or for other criminal activity. And it is my responsibility, it will be my responsibility to ensure that those people who believe they could take advantage of our seniors are not only proven wrong, but are prosecuted. There's a difference. If you hire a contractor to do work in your home and you just aren't happy with the work that he or she does, that doesn't make out a criminal offense. That's a civil offense, which can be prosecuted by the homeowner, by the senior in the civil courts. However, if the senior pays money for work to be done and no work is done at all, that's a theft, most likely a grand larceny. Two ways to handle it. You could either send the senior or the homeowner to the civil courts and say, go try to get your money back out of the civil courts. And I would say to you, as a lawyer and a private practitioner, good luck in doing that. What I would do as district attorney is use the power of my office to ensure that those seniors, those homeowners, are made whole. Because if it's a theft, you're going to get prosecuted. And the only way that you're going to get out of that case without going to jail is by paying restitution to make the homeowner, that senior, whole. And if you're going to come to me and say, I don't have the money, I already spent it, we've all heard the saying, you can't get blood from a stone. And that's true. But you're going to be doing time either in the Putnam County Jail or in a state facility. And my philosophy is that once you're looking at that possibility of doing real hard jail time for your theft, you'll come up with the money. You'll work for it. You'll find it someplace else so that our seniors, our homeowners here in Putnam County don't continue to be victimized. That's what I intend to do.
You know, it's great that a lot of youth have turned out here today to see Adam. And I'm curious, how old are you?
13.
13. And yet you're interested in what goes on in your community, I assume.
Yes.
What brought you here? Why do you want to ask Adam a question?
Because I'm curious and I'm a big supporter of Adam.
That's great. What is your question?
How can you help the youth of Putnam County understand your position as DA?
To the extent that there are some in our community, some youngsters who don't know what I as a district attorney or my assistants as assistant district attorneys do, I can guarantee them a front row seat to the criminal justice system if they plan on getting out of line. That's number one. But what I also intend to do with my assistants is to simply get around to the local high schools, the middle schools, the elementary schools, talk about the work that we do in the district attorney's office, bring in some defense attorneys, the attorneys who represent people accused of crimes, and have a dialogue back and forth. Kids today they're very smart, like you are. You've watched TV and seen shows on TV about the district attorneys, about the defense attorneys, about the judges, about the criminal justice system. So going to the schools and speaking with the kids would just give them a first-hand approach and view on what we do here in Putnam County and the counties in which they live. And that's just part of being involved in our community, and I intend to do that.
Thanks for coming out today. What's your question for Adam?
Oh, I'd like to know more about Adam's family.
My wife Lori and I live in Brewster with our 3 children. I have a 9-year-old daughter, a 7-year-old son, and a 3-year-old daughter. I have a full family. I have brothers, I have sisters, I have parents and step-parents, the majority of whom which are lawyers. My mother was a lawyer and then became a judge. My father has always been a lawyer. My stepfather was a lawyer, became a judge. My stepmother, a lawyer and stayed a lawyer. My brothers and sisters, there are 5 of us all together. I have a brother who's a lawyer down in Manhattan. I have a sister who works for the Legal Aid Society in the Bronx. I have a brother-in-law who's a lawyer. And I have a brother who couldn't hack law school, so he went to med school and he became a doctor. One thing that we enjoy doing as a family, my brothers and sisters and my folks, as well as my wife, who's not a lawyer, by the way, or my children, obviously, is we talk about what we love. And what we love is practicing law, whether it's as a prosecutor, as a defense attorney, or as hopefully you're soon to be next district attorney, we talk about our cases. We talk about the cases that we like and those cases that irritate us. But most importantly, we talk strategy. When we get together in my family, that's what we talk about. We talk about the cases that we're working on. We're talking about how to win them. We're talking about what to anticipate that our adversaries are going to throw our way. And that's how we develop winning strategies in my family. I've done it now since I've been a lawyer. My brothers and sisters, my folks, that's what we enjoy doing. And I look forward to continuing that.
What's your question today for Adam?
Earlier today, Adam discussed the importance of educating parents about internet safety. I'd like to know how we can educate parents on something old like serving alcohol to children who are underage at house parties.
It's a perfect question, especially because here in Putnam County, several of our towns just passed local laws that make it a misdemeanor for a parent to serve alcohol to a minor in their home. There's already a law in the state of New York, in the penal law, that makes it a misdemeanor for a parent to serve alcohol to someone else's child who's under 21 or to provide alcohol. It's unlawfully dealing with a minor. The local laws that were just passed here in Putnam County just strengthen the district attorney's ability to prosecute those parents who deem it appropriate to serve alcohol to children who are not their own. There's no prohibition of a parent providing their child with a glass of wine or a glass of alcohol to help teach their child what the effects of alcohol are, within reason. That's a parent's right, that's a parent's responsibility for their own child. But what is not right is for a parent to serve alcohol, to provide alcohol to someone else's children. Because when you as a parent, when I as a parent am sending my children to someone's house whose parents are home, the belief that I have, that you would have, that any parent would have, is that your child's going to be safe in that home. And that's not what happens when that other parent is providing alcohol to your child. That's your responsibility, not the other parent's. And it's a Class A misdemeanor. It's punishable up to a year in jail, 3 years probation, thousands of dollars in fines. I'm not suggesting that as a parent, that is the sentence you will get if you actually serve alcohol to an underage person or you provide it. But those are the consequences. You'll definitely have to get a lawyer. That's going to cost you thousands. You risk the possibility as a multiple offender of absolutely going to jail. Community service, for what? Because you want to be your child's friend and not your child's parent? So parents are going to have to understand, and there already is an educational program being implemented by Putnam County to get parents in our schools to know that you can't host these parties. And if as a child you think that you can get around the law by simply throwing a party in your parents' absence, that too violates the unlawfully dealing with a child law. And it's something that we here in Putnam County take very seriously because we know that bad things happen when alcohol is mixed with underage drinkers. Not just things that happen at the house, but then how are the kids going to get home? They're going to get in their cars, they're going to drive home. We have a zero tolerance law in New York State. You cannot, if you are under 21, drive a vehicle with having consumed any alcohol. A sip of beer makes it a crime for that underage driver. And how are these people going to get home? So all around, it's a great question, something that we'll be getting back out into the community to explain to these parents at the PTA meetings: education, education, and education.